Are you hearing this as well, that Etsy is too saturated and there's no point even starting it? Well, we're going to discuss it in this video, and I am a full-time Etsy shop owner, so I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth, but let's get into it. Hi everyone! So, today I wanted to have a little bit of a chat, if you like, a little bit of a discussion as to what I've been hearing about over the last few weeks. All I've been hearing is Etsy just too saturated now? Is it too late to start Etsy? Is there any actual point in me even trying to make this Etsy thing work? And in short, in my opinion, Etsy is just not saturated and there is still a point in doing Etsy. Now, you probably want to hear my reasons behind that. Well, the biggest thing is that yes, there are more sellers on Etsy. I could sit here and try and compare 2016 Etsy to 2020 Etsy, and believe me, there is a lot of difference. But I'm more of a looking ahead kind of gal rather than just looking back in the past. You and I both know that there are so many more sellers on Etsy now than there were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even 9 years ago. There are a lot more people on Etsy now than there was back then. But the key thing is that a lot of shops just aren't doing it right. There may be something like 30 new sellers a day, and this is just a figure I've taken off of the top of my head. I don't know the exact figures as to how many sellers there is on Etsy a day. But I'm just going to go through how I see it and how, you know, the evidence kind of suggests that it's actually working at. So let's say that there are 30 new sellers every day, but maybe 18 of those will never even upload a listing. 5 might upload 10 listings, but they'll stop there. 5 will stay on for 6 months, but then give up. And 2 may go on for an extended period of time. Out of those 2, maybe 0.5 will ever take the time to truly learn about Etsy and to how to do it the right way, which includes watching videos like this and taking courses like the one that I'm working on right now. The great thing about this though is that there are more buyers on Etsy than ever before. Etsy is becoming more of a mainstream name, especially in the UK. A few years ago, Etsy was really not a thing, and now it seems to be gaining more popularity, especially coming from a UKer. Honestly, like, I do feel like Etsy is becoming more of a household name, which is great. So even if all 30 of those daily shops do well, every day there may be 500 buyers, new buyers coming into Etsy. So you can see how those numbers will slowly not really add up. Again, that figure is one that I've taken completely off the top of my head just to literally demonstrate my point. So as you can see, there is a big reason why you should still give Etsy a go. But the thing that I just find that Etsy shops don't have is the right mindset. If you start Etsy with the kind of mindset of, I'll try it for 2 weeks, and if I don't make any money, I'll just close it down, that's just not going to work, because you're just not going to put the amount of effort into it as you would if you were sat there thinking, this is potentially going to be my career, my job. I need to put everything I have into it. I'm going to learn, I'm going to develop. I'm going to teach myself the ins and outs of having a handmade online business. A lot of people, a lot of shops that I have seen have popped up, and occasionally I do go through the very new shops and I'll look at the kind of, the obvious effort that they're putting into their Etsy shops, or the lack of effort, and I'll just sit there and think, no, like, it just doesn't come off like you're really taking it seriously. It's the same with a really crappily done pop-up shop. Sometimes you'll see them and you'll think, this isn't really, it doesn't feel right, there's something not quite right about this. And honestly, I do feel like that effort does come across in your Etsy shop towards your customers as well, because the customers do get the kind of point of view that they're just thinking that you're just not really taking it seriously and things like that. So honestly, the mindset and the attitude towards your Etsy shop is what does differentiate new shops, because you can get a new shop that uploads beautiful listings, that really takes care in their SEO, that has a beautiful branding and has obviously taken the time to learn how to do it right. Then you get the Etsy shops that just don't really give a damn and upload really rubbish photos, and their SEO is horrific, and yeah, their branding is just non-existent. Now, I say all this with love. Obviously, you could be in any one of these 2 boats or in between. But honestly, the attitude and the mindset, I think, is the thing that does make the big difference when you're looking at, you know, how long term you want your Etsy shop to be, and therefore, you know, how much of a success you really want it to be. Also, I'm not going to skip over the fact, the elephant in the room, that a lot of Etsy shops do get shut down because they are not truly handmade products. And I have seen this. A lot of you guys have alerted me to the fact that there are Etsy shops out there that are selling Chinese goods that aren't truly handmade. They've copied listings from you guys. They've done all the wrong things, and I don't really include them in those numbers just purely because they're anomalies. They're not really going to be around for very long. They're going to get shut down pretty fast, hopefully. And yeah, you also have to take into account that there are those shops going on Etsy as well. But all in all, I truly, hand on heart, in my heart of hearts, still feel like Etsy is not a waste of time. It's still really worth doing. And even if you decide not to do Etsy, having a handmade online business, that doesn't just mean Etsy. You can do so many other things and make money so many other ways. So honestly guys, I don't personally think that Etsy is saturated. I am in the jewellery market. I'm in one of the most saturated aspects or categories of Etsy that there ever is, or probably ever will be, and I still do very well. So don't ever think because you are in a saturated niche that you can't make it on Etsy, because you absolutely can. And definitely watch videos on this channel to find out how I do it and how to do it, and also check back in when my course is created to take your knowledge to the next level. So guys, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I'd love to have you. Also, go and download, in the description box below, there is a 30 days to a Kick Butt Etsy shop workbook, 74 pages, literally it's free. Go and grab your free copy, because I will be changing it shortly, so just make sure to grab that before it does change, and it's, might be shorter and smaller than it currently is, so get the information quick. And again, share this video if you think anyone else would benefit from it, and I shall see you in the next video, guys. Bye.